You know, I've always had a thought behind my mind. The KTM 250 EXC F. Can it be the best dual sport around? After riding with Cool Eye Colorado for a few years, I really got to see what the KTM 250 EXC F was all about. The reason the KTM 250 EXC F is so intriguing to me is because of its 250cc engine size and how it handles our Colorado elevation.
Alright guys, so I got the KTM 250 EXC F now. You guys seen me do multiple reviews. I gotta be careful because I got my camera out here. But you guys seen me do multiple reviews, and this is lowered, and holy hell, this is nice. Cool Eye Colorado actually lowered it, so it's right up. 110 hours, no top end or nothing. Want to ride a bit more?
Yeah.
Wow. This has, yeah, definitely a lot more low end grunt than the KTM 250. TE250, so I can't be this speed with my TE250i. I can't go this speed. Thought my camera dropped for a second. Yeah, so I can't go this speed on the two-stroke. You got to be in the revs to hit this stuff.
But don't let that 250cc engine size fool you. It definitely packs a punch. And, as many pros mention, smaller engine usually means faster, easier to control, more confidence, and of course, predictable power and the harsher technical trails. But besides that, the KTM 250 EXC F, although it is a 4-stroke, feels almost, if not, as light as a 2-stroke 250 dirt bike.
So I'm gonna say this is really nice for trail riding. You know, it's very comfortable too. Let's see how it does on this rocky stuff. Second gear lugs up. Now I'm not going fast on purpose, but when you give it throttle, it'll respond.
So in this area right here, I'm actually on second gear, going slow on purpose just to see how much the power can really deliver this low and going this slow on a pretty steep incline. Believe it or not, the video really flattens this trail out, but it's a pretty steady, steep grade. It's not incredibly steep or anything crazy like that, but the whole purpose is just to demonstrate how the power delivers second gear, and I wasn't even clutching. So all this was just for demonstration purposes.
Like Colorado. Yeah, once you're in the revs, it kicks.
I'm trying to lug up my mine, but boy, you just get a little too much and it'll...
Were you on first or second gear?
Pretty sure I'm in first.
You're in first, yeah. So this one definitely has a lot more lower end than a 2-stroke.
You just have to
250.
get it on the gas. Like, you won't lose control
Yeah.
on that like you will this.
You know, Maguro versus Brembo. You know, it's so easy to use the clutch. I should have KTMs and Husqvarna has minor differences, but so you have to clutch first gear up on that, right? This one, second gear, I didn't even clutch. First gear, I'm not used to that takeoff. First gear on this thing. This definitely flames out a lot easier, that's for sure. So I'm on second gear on this stuff. Alright, that's losing power because this is climbing up high. Once it's in the revs, it's enough juice.
Yeah, I find it's hard to get it into second. Second's too low on this stuff.
Yeah, I've been on second on this one.
Yeah, I stay on second most of the time and clutch through stuff.
So we could swap, check out the differences.
Yeah, I'm good.
So so this pulls a lot harder. The first gear, but...
So exactly why do I think the KTM 250 EXC F can be the best dirt bike or dual sport? 1. The power is very linear and predictable. To give you an idea, there is this very steep hill climb that comes in a very short burst of time. On the 2-stroke, I climbed it many times, and of course it's pretty easy for me now, but of course the 2-stroke is a lot more powerful than the KTM 250 EXC F.
Okay. Because what happens is when you got there in first gear, you accelerate, spin, the wheel spoon, And that's why. Second gear and hold it.
Okay.
Now that same hill climb, when I did it on the KLX 250, felt much easier to control just because of how gentle the power was, making it very predictable. While on the TE 250i, I had to be a little bit more careful as not too much throttle or too much releasing of the clutch can cause the rear wheel to spin and lose traction, or even worse, pop the front up. So can the KTM 250 EXC F handle non-stop steep hill climbs at elevation in Colorado?
Alright guys, so we're gonna do, this is steep, man, and we're up in 13,000 feet elevation. KTM 250 EXC F. Way forward.
It definitely has the grunt to power up very steep stuff and at speed. To give you an idea, this is incredibly steep where I had to sit on the gas tank the entire way up, or the front will easily come up.
Once you stop, that's it, man. Come on. Here's the peak. Wow.
Even on my two-stroke was losing power at this elevation.
Wow. Oh, there's a thing up here.
The second reason why I think the KTM 250 EXC F is one of the best dirt bikes, the best part about the KTM 250 is that a learner can actually jump onto this bike without a handful of power and still have the weight and nimbleness of a two-stroke. And yet alone possibly keep this KTM as a forever bike, as it has plenty of power to grow into. And I personally think it's all the power you will ever need, especially if you are a tight single track rider. And its ease of power and linear delivery makes it a secret weapon for hard enduro and of course, tight single track. Now to give you an idea, although I am an intermediate rider and a basic trail rider, I might trade in the two-stroke for the KTM 250 EXC F, just because of how the power is delivered and light feeling similar of a two-stroke. The other thing to add on and to really consider is most people start off with a low-end trail bike like a KLX 250 or possibly even a TTR 230, then make their way up to something more powerful like a KTM 450 or 500 EXC F. Although they are comfortable with the clutching, standing, and basic controls, yet again, they will hinder their progress on more advanced techniques like stand-up wheelies, sit-down wheelies, pivot turns, and of course your basic hard enduro skills like jumping over logs. While the KTM 250 EXC F can gently deliver those skills over time, yet have the power to still push you through the intermediate stage and possibly even advanced stage. Not only will it help you progress your skills quicker, but in my eyes, you will save money in the long run, since the KTM 250 can actually be your very first bike and is also suitable for a beginner rider all the way to advanced rider looking for that very predictable power to still have traction on lockdown. Anyhow guys, if you guys like my content, go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell button, that way you can check me ride around Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, and other different states. And I'll catch you guys on my next video.